Hey, what's up, guys? It's Claudio here, and we are night racing in Brooklyn, Prospect Park. This was the second race of this series, and it got canceled. We got canceled for all kinds of reasons, some controversy, some safety issues with the pandemic. It's all good. Guys, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to support, these organizers. They did a great job. This race was really safe, despite looking like it's not, and we all had a great time. So it's not some kind of a secret race. It's been going on for years. I know some people think it's like really underground, but it's they have a whole Instagram account, and they really try to get the word out. There was a big turnout, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, we were racing with everybody, cat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, and fixed gear, which is really interesting. And right now we're neutralized because somebody was late to the race and they wanted to hold it up. But anyways, before we get into the race, I want to ask you guys, my subscribers, my fans, if you could please go to my second channel. It's linked below. I posted a great new video, 17 minutes of my life outside of cycling. It's about my business and how I make money and music and all that fun stuff. It's a really great video going into all those details. And it should be interesting for you guys. What do cyclists do outside of cycling? How do they support themselves? How do they pay for all this ridiculously expensive stuff? An entry-level bike is just getting into cycling. We all know it costs a lot. So that video goes over all this money, how I made money, how I lost money in the last 10 years. Should be really interesting for you guys. So I would appreciate it if you are, especially if you're a subscriber, go over there, leave a comment, maybe subscribe to that channel, and say hello. I would really, really love it. Thank you in advance. Guys, let's get into this. All right, so we are off, starting off fast. I'm at the front because I wanted to feel at the front. And I was kind of afraid to be anywhere else, honestly. Who knows who's in this race? We got people they're like the first race ever. This is their first race. So I wanted to kind of stay out of that. I was stuck behind some small riders. I mean, they were great riders, but I got no draft. So I was getting kind of annoyed with that going in the front. You see people are calling things out. It's super safe. It's great. And in the front, you see who's dropping back. So I felt better about that. We got flyers coming in from the right. I'm trying to stay in there. You see people dropping back. That's really kind of the sketchiest thing that's happening here. But everybody's calling it out, and there were no crashes. But imagine being that person on that bike, just walking their bike up. So we got this hill, 4%, 400 watts. It really separates a lot of people. I feel like there are people getting dropped off the back. But I was in there. I was in there with my fitness. My FTP was 280 at this race in this era, and the average speed was 25 miles an hour. Normalized power was 235. So we're in here. I'm feeling it out, and I end up in the mid pack. I never ride in the mid pack. I'm either at the front or I am way off the back, way off the back, right? But now I'm surfing the mid-pack, and this is a whole nother kind of style and approach to racing. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird in the mid-pack. I'm not used to it. First of all, it's a little boring because you can't really do anything. You're kind of stuck in there. You're boxed in. You see me like this, right? Also, because of the draft, it feels really funny in there. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's you're in this big bubble where you don't have to be directly behind somebody's wheel. You're kind of protected by the bigger draft, and you're floating around in this kind of this weird chaos. And look at my heart rate, 128, 129. I'm just chilling. It's funny. It's who do you follow? Do you go left? Do you go right? And at one point, I think I was even yawning, maybe. But it felt like that, right? There was just I wasn't way off the back, and I wasn't off the front. I didn't know the moves going up there. But I was just sitting in. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to conserve sit in. This was like kind of like at the end, the very, very end. Actually, this was the last race of my season. So I was like just dangling with my fitness, right? Just running on fumes basically for my race season. And but I was happy about my my heart rate. I'm looking at it now. Wasn't looking at it at the race, but I was under control, especially on this hill doing some watts. Usually I'd be way above 180 BPM, but I was really in there. And that's such a great sign of fitness, just keeping your heart rate under control. Looking back and seeing, wow, I was fit. That's a lot of fun. I love that. If I were doing this race right now, forget it. I'd be off the back, like dropped second lap. Or, just my heart rate would be 10 BPM higher here, going up this hill. So, fitness was good. I was enjoying my good fitness, my good peak fitness for the year. And I have been, ever since then, I took 2 weeks off and then I started my base training. So now I'm grinding away. And after 2 weeks off, my FTP went down to 265, which is like fine, whatever, expected. And then I did 6 weeks of TrainerRoad, the base, the high volume base, sweet spot. And I suffered, man, through that. Like, it's hard. It's like 20-minute intervals and a sweet spot, right below your threshold. And then I felt so strong. I did like 3 hours on the trainer, and I was doing at the end like a big effort, and I felt so good. My FTP is so high. Then I took the rest week because they require you to do a rest week, and I just took another FTP test, my ramp test, after that whole block, and my FTP stayed the same. I was so pissed. 265, and then, but then I realized, I had all kinds of things. I had like this leg injury that was nagging me, and then I was sick for 4 days, and like I was not feeling great. I'm not feeling great. That was like 2 days ago. Anyways, I'm watching this as I'm talking. So, just goes to show that, you can have off days. I don't think that I didn't make any fitness gains throughout those 6 weeks, but I just happened to be like, right now I'm feeling like crap. My sleep is not great. And nutrition, like I haven't been eating carbs as much. I realize that it really affects you. If you're addicted to carbs for riding, if you lower your carbs, you're screwed. You feel like crap. You know what I mean? There are people who go into like keto diets and they lose all the carbs and they can manage it, but you got to go into like the whole ketosis state. Also, I don't know anything about that, but that's from what I hear. I lost a few days of eating carbs, and then I feel like garbage. So maybe that had something to do with it. And progress is not linear. TrainerRoad always says that. So I'm not like freaking out about it. It's still base season. I just started at Sweet Spot Volume 2. I'm happy with 265 because if I had gone up, I'd be suffering big time. Anyways, that's what I'm doing right now during base training. 3 laps. Okay, lap number 6 here. Things are fast. Things are fun. Mid-pack, baby. We got flyers. You can see people coming up from behind, and you can try to hop on that train. Some of that stuff is fun. But anyways, okay, after this race, there was this guy who was like kind of built and like he looked like he knew what was going on, like he was a racer or something, like a more advanced racer. He was screaming at everybody. He was like, I don't know what he was saying exactly, but something along the lines of like calling people out for like being sketchy out there or whatever, not riding like, with experience, or not calling lines, like switching lanes without looking over. He was screaming at everybody. He was like, if you ever cross me and I go down, I'm going to kick your ass. This kind of stuff. He made a huge scene. And it was a whole thing. And this guy was scared. He was just scared because he almost went down probably a couple of times because of maybe some new riders in this race. So I want to talk about that because that happens a lot. Okay, first of all, this race, everybody knows all the categories are in there. It's going to be sketchy. there's at least a handful of people who have never raced before, like guaranteed. And people don't know how to group ride and group race. I was one of those back in the day. And I was freaking people out. I was getting yelled at all the time. So if you go into a race, you need to be prepared for that. If you go into a race like this, you really need to be prepared for that. It's your responsibility. You have to own it. You have to be okay with those risks, right? I mean, this whole thing that we do, racing bikes, let's face it, it's inherently extremely dangerous. I remember the first time I raced Floyd Bennett Field in broad daylight, I thought I was gonna die. Like I didn't know how I survived this like 5-lap race, 30-minute race, riding so close to people. It's so scary. And you just get used to it. You get used to that thrill, the fear, and you learn to draft. I'm still not great at it. I'm still scared to get 6 inches behind somebody's wheel, as you can see. I mean, there's no way I'm doing that at this race. But it gets better. So what I'm saying is we need to take responsibility for that. We come into these races, all of racing, unless somebody really intentionally knocks you out or swipes you with ill intention, you gotta suck it up. If you go down, that's what it is. Okay, I know it sucks. Actually, I don't know. I've never hit the pavement, but if I go down, maybe my opinion will change. But what I'm saying is, if I go down because somebody changes their line quickly without looking, it is what it is. It's racing. I need to be aware of that. I need to be on top of it. So the guy who was yelling, I mean, I'm saying that because there were some new riders there, and I don't want them to be discouraged about it, because that guy was just scared like all of us. We're all freaking out, and that was his way of showing it, and that's fine. Just let him vent. But new riders, I want people to get out there and race, because I know what it's like. It's so scary, and I don't want people to be discouraged. Cat 5 riders, new riders, get out there. Even if you don't have any fitness and don't know what you're doing. All right, 7 laps in, we got 500 watts, guys falling back. This hill is everything. I mean, the thing is, there were no breakaways because it's just going too fast. The group is going, 25, 26 average, and people were getting caught. I think there was like 1 or 2 guys that tried to get away for half a lap or a lap, but they just get chased back. It's too hard to stay away in this kind of race. With this kind of group, I mean, we got really, really strong riders in here. And we got these fixed gear riders that I think won. I think a fixed gear rider won this whole thing. I don't understand it. I don't understand how track bikes work. I want to. I want to get in there. There's a track in Brooklyn. I want to get in there. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some track cycling. I'd be the dork with the 2 GoPros on my track bike and a power meter, so I could do YouTube. But it'd be cool, right? I don't know anything about it. It looks so good. I want to get into it. Let me know if you'd like to see that kind of stuff. Last lap, everyone. Last lap. It's exciting. We've been racing already for 45 minutes, 24 miles in. People are kind of tired. We're getting in there. Now it's all about position. I'm kind of in the middle. And I'm not tired, but also I have used up some watts. My legs have a good effort in them, but it's all about positioning. Check this out. Whoa, that was a close call. Okay, that was the closest call of the race. It really gets your heart pumping, that kind of stuff. So, let's see how I manage here. What do? I need to get up there. But I don't want to sprint to get up there. I need to somehow move without using too much energy And I need to close this gap. Come on. I'm like kind of in the wind here. Like, it's cringe. When this happens, I'm like, come on, just get behind somebody. Get in the draft. You're using too many watts. And now moving up, it's nice. It's not bad. Stay in the shelter. Go in a little bit more to the right. I know that's what everybody's saying. Just hide from the wind. Come on, Claudio. You're not supposed to cross this line, guys. You're not supposed to cross into that path. It's a walking path. I get kind of bumped out of it, but you see I'm trying to stay within the double line to the right because those are the rules. But anyways, it's all good. It's the last lap, and we need to move up. This is it. This is crunch time. The last hill is coming up. Here it is. The last moment. I'm kind of off the back. Not good. You can see people getting dropped. And we're about to approach the hill. It goes up to 4%. And this really separates everybody. And here we go. I need to get up there. I'm already if you're this far back, you're done. Your race is done. You're not getting top 5. But I want to move up. I want to do something. I want to see what I can do on this hill. So I find this guy who's got the draft. And I'm sticking to him. And we're moving up. Heart rate is good. 23 miles an hour up this hill. That's solid. And he's starting to gap me, but I need to get it. I need to push it right now. Punch it. And I got a little bit of juice left here. I didn't totally waste myself. And I got to get away from that. And now I really try to move up, but it's just so strung out. The race is over. The guys have already won, probably. They're sprinting at the end. And now I'm kind of in this no man's land, like in 20th place. People are, getting popped. It's over for them. I think I can squeeze out one more effort. Pass one more guy. My 600 watt sprint, whatever. Guys, that's the race. I finished like in the middle of the whole thing. And thank you for watching. Guys, go over to my other channel, like that video, comment over there. Comment on this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.